In the latest updates on the 2024 U.S. presidential election, Donald Trump appears to be gaining momentum. According to the New York Times, Trump is currently tied with Kamala Harris in Virginia, a significant swing state, and even has a lead nationwide. On Harris's side, states like California, Hawaii, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Maine's 1st District are expected wins. These states have been reliable Democratic strongholds in recent elections. Conversely, Trump is expected to secure Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, North and South Dakota, all but the 2nd District of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, South Carolina, and Alaska. Virginia's 13 electoral votes make it a crucial battleground, with Trump seemingly adding it to his list of targets. The poll indicates that in states like Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, Harris faces challenges similar to those in Virginia. Although Harris holds a narrow 2% lead according to registered voter polls, this is far from a comfortable margin, given the error margin. Biden's significant victory in Virginia in the previous election underscores the struggles Harris faces this time around. Historically, Trump has performed better in late-stage polls, particularly in October and early November. If the trend continues, he might have a shot at winning Virginia, which would severely dent Harris's chances of securing the presidency. The New York Times has also released new polling data showing Trump ahead of Harris, based on responses from 2,400 registered voters. Despite the Times' left-leaning reputation, their past polling inaccuracies, particularly in overestimating Biden's support, make these results noteworthy. Trump's path to victory involves securing 270 electoral votes. Even if he loses the popular vote by 1 to 3 points, he could still achieve this number. Harris, on the other hand, needs a lead of at least 3 to 5 points nationally to win. As things stand, reaching this threshold appears challenging for her. Exploring the electoral map further, we see that Harris is likely to win states like Washington and Oregon, although not with the commanding leads Biden enjoyed in 2020. Illinois, with its 19 electoral votes, is also expected to remain in Harris's column, albeit with a smaller margin. New York and New Jersey present more uncertainty due to recent Democratic scandals, affecting the predictability of outcomes in these states. In the Midwest, states like Iowa and Ohio, which seemed competitive in 2020, are now leaning more solidly towards Trump. He turned both states red in 2016 and maintained his hold in 2020, despite Democrats' efforts to reclaim them. Looking ahead to 2024, Trump remains the favorite in these Midwestern states. Texas, another state of interest, has consistently leaned Republican, although there was speculation in recent elections that it might swing. Despite Democratic hopes and predictions, Trump won Texas by nearly 6 points, highlighting its current status as a Republican stronghold. While demographic shifts suggest Texas may become more competitive in the future, it remains a reliable red state for now. In Florida, Trump secured victory in 2016 and expanded his margin in 2020. The state's 30 electoral votes now seem almost guaranteed for the GOP, especially following Ron DeSantis' considerable re-election win as governor in 2022. Trump is unlikely to win Florida by more than 15 points, but a 7 to 10 point margin is realistic, given the state's recent political trends. Meanwhile, Maine's 2nd District, along with other battleground states, is also likely to lean Republican. With 12 states holding 128 electoral votes, these battlegrounds are crucial for determining the election's outcome. Trump needs only 51 more electoral votes to reach 270, while Harris has yet to secure 200. Recent polling from Emerson College shows Trump holding strong support in swing states, despite Emerson's usual left-leaning tendencies, with 3 of 7 swing states showing Trump in the lead or tied. His usual overperformance in actual voting could shift outcomes in his favor. Michigan is the only swing state where Harris leads, albeit by just 1%. Harris faces a challenging path, particularly in critical states like Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Both are essential for her success, yet she struggles to gain a solid lead. In comparison, Biden led comfortably in these states during the 2020 election but narrowly won them. Harris's performance so far does not match Biden's previous success. Turning to lean states, New Mexico is considered a lean Harris state, although Hispanic voters' shift to the right poses a long-term challenge for Democrats. For the 2024 election, however, Democrats maintain a substantial lead. New Hampshire and Maine also fall into the lean Harris category, with past elections showing tight races that could become close again. On the Trump side, North Carolina is a key state. Trump narrowly won it in 2020, and his popularity among suburban voters has since grown. Demographic trends have traditionally favored Democrats, but recent dissatisfaction with economic and public safety issues might work in Trump's favor. Georgia, a traditionally Republican state that flipped to blue in 2020, remains highly competitive. Trump's strong rural support contrasts with demographic changes in Atlanta, offering Harris a chance if she successfully mobilizes key voter groups. The razor-thin margins from the last election suggest Georgia will remain a battleground. In Nevada, the electoral dynamics are shifting. Despite Biden's 2020 win, Trump's economic messaging resonates with many voters, particularly in suburban areas. If he can harness support in places like Clark County, he has a chance to flip Nevada. Pennsylvania, a historically significant state in presidential elections, sees Trump focusing on economic recovery to appeal to working-class voters. Harris must maintain urban support, particularly in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, to secure Pennsylvania's 19 electoral votes. Lastly, Wisconsin remains a political hotspot with both parties heavily investing in voter outreach. Trump narrowly won the state in 2016 but lost in 2020. Harris needs to emphasize issues like healthcare and education to resonate with suburban voters. As we enter the final stretch of the election cycle, both candidates face a complex electoral landscape. Voter sentiment continues to evolve with various issues at the forefront. The outcome will largely depend on voter turnout and each candidate's ability to address voter concerns in key states. Stay tuned as the campaign heats up, with dynamic shifts and potential game changers likely to impact the race in the weeks leading up to the election.